you've heard of Dog's Best Friend. Well, how about Dog's Best Friends? One local volunteer makes it his mission in life to find his friends a permanent home.
Scott Poor is the perfect example of a dog's best friend. Scott volunteers at Great Plains SPCA and is the owner of the Adopt Don't Shop KC. He has dedicated his life to helping dogs in need. Scott first found his love for dogs when he was growing up. He grew up with just one dog. He never envisioned himself working in animal rescue as a kid, but now he couldn't be happier. Scott has worked for Great Plains SPCA for many years, but knew he wanted to do more. He wanted to help more dogs, not just the ones inside this shelter. Scott created his business, Adopt Don't Shop KC, so that he would be able to help other shelters and other dogs in the KC area. Adopt Don't Shop KC is a clothing line that donates $4 from every shirt to animal shelters in the KC area. Through Adopt Don't Shop KC and Scott's enormous social media following, he has been able to help so many animals and find their forever homes.
One thing about Scott is everything he does it without expecting anything in return. I mean, the dogs are never going to be able to do anything to pay him back other than just the good feeling he gets when he's, connected people with pets. And he just does an amazing job of that. And he's such a likable guy that people want to help spread the word. And so he's really been able to take advantage of that in a good way and help, when he sends a need out for either a shelter needing donations, they need money, they need food, or just trying to find a pet that needs a home that has been at the shelter for far too long, people want to help him out, and so they'll share it, and so his requests go viral, and he's been definitely able to make a difference.
I wouldn't trade what I'm doing right now for anything in the world. It's affected my life in a positive way because I'm making an impact. Some people choose to do charity work, volunteer work in the human segment, and I just felt like it was important to work with animals like this because they literally don't have a voice. Nobody's out there fighting for them, nobody's out there advocating, and that's where I come in. I mean, that's my goal. That's what I want to be able to do for a long time. And Adopt Don't Shop KC funds, that's my job, that funds my real passion, which is volunteer work. Missy is the product of what I would call a hand-me-down dog. Missy was adopted out of a shelter when she was a puppy with a family who, for whatever reason, decided they couldn't keep her anymore. They handed her down to either another family member or a friend. It just gets worse as she goes into more troubling families. She got handed down multiple times, finally was brought back to the shelter, was adopted out to an excellent family. Unfortunately, they had some really financial hard times, and they moved into a homeless shelter that doesn't allow pets, and Missy was brought back to the shelter again. So long story short, everybody that this dog has connected with, everybody that she has grown to love, has left her, has abandoned her. So she has probably the worst anxiety for an animal that I've ever seen in an animal shelter. She's gone through windows, she's broken out of every kennel. So, this girl is a really hard adoption. She doesn't need to be adopted by anyone. I mean, it's got to be the perfect person. The more she goes out and ends up coming back in, the more she's going to shut down. So she's my baby, she's my girlfriend, she is my best friend, and hopefully in the next couple of days we'll have some big news for her. She's actually, nobody knows this but you guys. She's getting adopted tomorrow. No more animal shelter, no more jail. Right. Missy, are you going home today? Are you going home today? Did you get adopted? Missy, did you get adopted?
Scott's extreme love for dogs is what gives them hope. After being in the shelter numerous times, Missy has found her forever home, and we couldn't thank Scott enough. The amount of work that he does for these dogs can't even be explained in words. So thank you, Scott, for everything that you do.